Al-Mahar television to talk to his people about the Hezbollah operation. We want to bring in now Raghida Dergham, who's an MSNBC analyst and senior diplomatic correspondent for Al Hayat newspaper. She joins us from New York. Here you have Nasrallah, Raghida, talking about the fact that they've withheld some of their firepower. They didn't hit the chemical factories in Haifa because they knew it would cause more widespread damage than the rocket attacks that they did launch. They said, okay, this isn't revenge in this case. We're just, it's a warning. We're demonstrating here that we're serious. At the same time, Hezbollah is responsible for kidnapping these 2 Israeli soldiers in the first place, which it did without the Lebanese government's authorization. What's the deal?
Well, the deal is that Hezbollah seems to be going through 2 wars now, from my point of view right now. The official war is with the Israelis, and part of this war is on behalf of Iran, who supplied Hezbollah with these long-term the missiles that they are using. And the other war is in effect against the Lebanese government, which the Lebanese government and army, which has to be in control of the country rather than Hezbollah in control of the country. Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah declared war with Israel on behalf of the Lebanese people, and it's not very clear that all the Lebanese people want this war at all. Actually, I could argue the opposite. The problem is this: there is a need, of course, for an immediate effort to defuse the situation. The United Nations, the team that is there in the region, is trying to do exactly that. They're working on Resolution 1559, which called on Lebanon, on the Lebanese government, to make sure that no militias, Lebanese or non-Lebanese, are operating from the Lebanese territory, and that such militias should be disarmed. I don't know if that is possible at all right now, except with the military pressure that is exerted by Israel. It's not so sure which way it's going to go. But I would argue there is a need for another effort by the United States in particular to see how to address the larger picture, that of the relationship with Iran and that of the Middle East peace process, because eventually that has to be dealt with.
Yeah, and Raghida, I mean, I want to go back to, you mentioned Iran and that basically Hezbollah is fighting this war on behalf of Iran. Do you ever get the sense on the part of Hezbollah leaders in Lebanon, they're sitting there thinking, you know, Iran wants us to fight this war. They're giving us the rockets. They want us to launch an attack on Israel. And oh yeah, by the way, when we do it, Iran is getting rich off of these skyrocketing oil prices. Doesn't anyone ever sit back and go, we're puppets. We're acting as puppets for Iran?
Contessa, a lot of Lebanese people, many of the Lebanese people are saying that. Probably the majority of the Lebanese is saying exactly that. And that's why you would see that some are rather angry with Hezbollah. Hezbollah was put up on a pedestal for quite a long time because it was instrumental in bringing about the end of occupation, Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon. So there is a great admiration for Hezbollah up till recently, up till really actually not only because of what bringing havoc upon the country through this war that the Israelis now are destroying the infrastructure and the economy and probably the future of this country because of the incitement by Hezbollah, but also because of Hezbollah's position recently vis-a-vis Syria. The Lebanese have been quite happy that Syria has left Lebanon, at least militarily, but Hezbollah's direction has been quite a lot of more of an alliance with Syria than against the Syrian influence re-exerted in the country.
So let's talk about the region as a whole here. The Arab foreign ministers meeting in Cairo yesterday, they adopt a resolution that calls for the UN Security Council to intervene. Saudi Arabia denounces Hezbollah's action. Egypt also denounces Hezbollah's action. At the same time, do you think that there's any responsibility on other Arab leaders, or even responsibility aside, is there anything realistically that they can do to ensure a ceasefire?
Yes, it's very important that we are witnessing this position taken by Saudi Arabia and Egypt and Jordan and others because it's a very good position. It's saying there is a a very clear difference between legitimate resistance to occupation and sort of like irresponsible acts that are done without consulting the government and that drag a country into a war like that. So this is a significant development, and I think the United Nations team, together, I think, with the administration in Washington, they are trying to see if they could bank on this and encourage it further. I am not so sure that's going to be enough.
Let me interrupt you here, Raghida, because we continue to listen to Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah. He's continuing to give his speech.
Sure.
He has just said that bombing Haifa is just the beginning. This after he said about 5 minutes ago, we didn't target the chemical factories in Haifa, but we had to target Haifa. It's not revenge, but it's a warning. What do you think here? Is it really a warning? Are the rest of the Arab countries going to see it as such?
Yes, I think I sensed when I was listening earlier that there was an intent on escalation. He said we did not escalate so far, but he said red lines are no longer sacred, and we will cross red lines like the Israelis are crossing the red lines. I don't think Hezbollah is able to right now back down because it's under fire, and I think it's being emboldened, no doubt. I'm pretty certain they're being emboldened by Iran, though Iran has not been able to come to the rescue directly. The Israelis, of course, had cut off the way that the Iranians and the Syrians could give Hezbollah more armament, but it seems to me from listening to Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, his message is that he's not backing down. To the contrary, he's saying, I'm in for this, and the Israelis are miscalculating, their information is wrong, we're strong, we're doing fine. That's what he's claiming anyway.
Raghida Dergham from Al Hayat newspaper, I'm sure that this is a big story for you.
Yes.
Busy day for you as well. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.